my famous rapper, Tashi, Christian rapper. If my words don't align with my walks or my actions, cut me off.
Yeah. I've always said this. If cutting me off is better for your life, go ahead and do it. I support it. Because baby, one thing about us, the way that we were raised to be alone. We was raised to be independent. We didn't expect to be, again, we just said that earlier. We didn't expect to be wives. We expected to do this shit with each other. That was it. We didn't expect we expect to do this shit alone. Baby, if cutting me off is make it better for your life, go ahead and do it. Matter of fact, I do it for you. For my husband, yes, because that's my baby. My husband, even though biblically adultery, that's it, yeah. And adultery, first of all, Proverbs talk about really came out with the fact that I'm married, but baby, I'm married legally. I have 6 copies that I can show anybody. I'm legally fucking that's my. I ain't got my ring on, but that's my. I got the pictures to prove it. Yeah, we don't got to, but I got the pictures to prove it, baby. That's my husband. So if something happens, that means there's a disconnection that we had that we didn't speak about. That means that we can go and sit down and have a conversation. Because first of all, let's get into the fact that me and him are already in couples therapy, not because there's anything wrong, but because we need to strengthen. We still want to strengthen.
Build the foundation because before you build the house. Oh, I'm gonna go back to the verse, y'all. I got to. I gotta pick the verse up because it's literally a verse talking about when you build a home, and then when it's established, like if you build it's a house, but when it's established, it's a home. You know what I'm saying?
Because how you gonna build a house if you ain't got the ground level set up yet?
It's all about your layers.
My dad was emotionally unavailable to me, and a lot of people talk about how their dad wasn't in their lives, which is completely like nothing that I'm down for. What is it?
Proverbs 24:3.
Oh, I
By
ain't even get there
wisdom,
yet.
a house is built, and through understanding, it is established.
You feel me? You're catching up.
Okay, but yeah, let's have some conversation about the dad. That's a real
Oh,
thing.
so a lot of people talk about how the dad are not in their lives, right? Which is something that is completely real and something I don't down people about at all. However, people rarely talk about how your dad is physically in your life but not emotionally.
So
And how you still have the same feeling of not having a dad in your life. Now, granted, my dad was very active in my life. Dad was active, but emotionally, I cannot tell you when that last time I hugged that man. I can tell you a whole lot about emotional abuse that I went through with that man. Like the time that I came out and I told him that I had a girlfriend, and the next day on my way to school, he told me that I was his worst nightmare to come true. Or the fact that I saw the person who assaulted me when I was little, and we went to go see him after, and he literally didn't even look at me for 2 seconds. He gave me a little church hug and sent me back to the car. Or the fact that I told him what happened to me, and he immediately blamed me and said that it was my fault because I was 14 and I was riding around and I was lying and stuff. So that was immediately your fault. I went through a lot of emotional abuse with that man. And people always talk about people who don't have dads in their lives, but people rarely talk about having when the dad is there, but not emotionally. Because then you also, as a female, and I'm not gonna say, and I'm not a male, so I can't explain how that is for a male. But as a female, even when your dad is there, you still go looking for daddy's love in other people.
yeah, because y'all, literally, me growing up, I didn't know my dad. Where it seems, as I've been told, that when I was 2 years old, that's when the baseline cut off. Like I would hear that I would get big Christmas presents. Like literally they would make 6 trips from when my grandma stayed behind Collinwood to all the way on Brightwood. And that's not far, but it's a nice little drive. You know what I'm saying? So literally going back and forth, making 6, 7 trips with gifts, and then all of a sudden it stopped. And then you don't text, and then you don't call. But as a little kid, I'm like, dang, like, how does my dad not want me? But I grew up with a stepdad.
And that's how we met.
And that's literally how we met because my stepdad is friend, my pops. I said I was going to stop calling him that. My pops and her dad grew up with each other, and they were so cool and close.
They're actually godbrothers.
They're godbrothers. I never knew. So they were godbrothers. And literally, we met when we were 2 and kicked it real hard since until the
Mind
age of
you,
19. And then we took a little break. And then by the time we turned 21, we got back cool.
mind you, we're about to be 25.
I'm about to be 25 on Wednesday, y'all. So March
I got
4th.
like 4 more months.
It's okay. It's coming real soon. We're getting older. But literally, my pops raised me. But kind of saying what she said. Like, yeah, he was there physically. Sometimes we had fun. Sometimes we did family adventures and stuff. It wasn't all bad, but it wasn't peaches and cream either. Where yeah, it was rainy days, and sometimes it'll rain for months, and that right there was like, well, wait a minute, like what's going on? You know what I'm saying? Where there was no transparency. I had to stand in a child's place. I had to sit up there and I did not have no voice. I had to sit up there and just deal with whatever was going on. Like literally watching my parents argue and you know what I'm saying, doing things
Or
that
the
I
fact
knew
that
for a
you was
fact.
basically the mother.
Yeah, playing the
Okay.
third parent, of course, calling that emotional. What is it called again? I forgot. Not emotional. More so like my emotions weren't accounted for. So I didn't, you know what I'm saying? And then
Emotional neglect.
exactly, emotional neglect. So especially, growing up, but once my mom and pop split, it was freedom for me. You know what I'm saying? Where I didn't take freedom too crazy, but I knew for a fact me and my mom can actually have a relationship. We can talk. You know what I'm saying? And that is where the root started for me and my mom when she finally had her own place where she knew I can only do as much as I can, and it may not be right. But if you can come talk to me, I'll try my best to, work on my emotions, and I'm gonna talk to you. You know what I'm saying? So thankful and grateful because maybe that was the downfall from her being with him. You know what I'm saying? But then years later, turning around and meeting my dad, and y'all, I love my pops, but as humans, we have controlling issues, and my pops controlled all of that, meeting my dad and all that. And I didn't meet my dad on the day that I was supposed to go meet him. And my little sister was there, and my little sister cried. And some people don't think about how inconsiderate stuff can be, but also realizing, like I do have to take precaution because I don't know how your end is. You know what I'm saying? Nobody really knows each other's end until they get there. You know what I'm saying? And they talk about it. But I remember when I did get my dad's phone number and Pops blew up on my mom a little bit. You know what I'm saying? Got on her like, you shouldn't have did that. You know what I'm saying? But I also thought, why not come talk to the child themselves? Like, why not come talk to me? What about what I want? What about what I need? And yes, I'm not saying it's about me, but at the same time, like, there's somebody else's feelings to consider. There's a reason why you're meeting him. It's because of me. So why not come talk to the source itself? So that made me feel a certain type of way where I knew, okay, well, I really don't have no respect. There's no respect factor. There's really no type of factor of communication or nothing. Where my mom tried that and my pop said, no, forget that. There's no need for that. Where I get it, but you're now showing certain signs that looks weird. You know what I'm saying? Like you wanting to control and do ABC 1 2 3. That's narcissistic. You wanting to do things and say stuff a certain way. That's manipulation. Where you switching it up and you working it for your favor and for your benefit and not thinking about nobody else's. So when I finally did meet my
Scripture,
pops,
John 8.
so when I
says,
finally met my pops, when I met my dad, he literally said, "No bull, y'all. No filter. I was just out here busting nuts." No bull. I met the man for 2 minutes. No, 2 minutes. We walked up the street. He hugged me. We said hey, and then he got into the nitty gritty. But what I will always say, my dad took accountability for knowing he was not there, and he explained why. My thing is, I just wish others would do the same. Speak on your behalf. I'm not gonna be mad. I'm not gonna be upset. I just want to know the truth because God is going to put it on me one day when it comes to a vision, and I don't want to have to deal with that. I would rather hear it from the horse's mouth instead of getting a vision or a dream where, hey, this is how this all happened. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to think about that because I have heard both sides of the story. You know what I'm saying? Where, dang, who's really telling me the truth? But
for people who sit up here and say, oh, go and speak your truth and stuff like that, in regards to people's sexuality and identities, is the same way that y'all need to sit up here and speak y'all truth about the stuff that y'all did to other people.
taking accountability for the one judge people by the fruits of their spirit, not by the things that they do to you.
I need y'all to start weaponizing the soft spot that people have for you. because y'all like to do that shit. I'm not gonna hold you.
I ain't gonna fake. I had to realize I am aggressive. My child reminds me of me. Your child always gonna bring out the worst things of you.
You know what's
But
crazy? You know what's
that's
crazy?
good.
The kids actually bring out the softness in me.
They definitely do. 'Cause I can tell how patient you are with them. That's
Literally, I met my husband off Tinder. No, don't judge me. Okay?
First, the judge free zone. Forget them.
Don't
If
judge
they
me.
judging, that says a lot about you and your journey. But
D-
goes on.
I met my husband on Tinder when I went to Atlanta.
Oh, that is crazy. But that's
For
a success story, though. I ain't think about
yeah,
that. You know, I forgot about that. I ain't even about to lie to you. I forgot y'all met on Tinder.
met me. Listen,
But that's okay. That's a
and
success story.
I was trolling. I
You
was
was trolling.
trolling.
I
I
remember you
was not
called it. You
looking
trolled. You
because
said
6 months
that.
before that's when my
You went.
last one had
Okay.
passed away, right?
Right.
So I wasn't looking for nothing. I was trolling, and I was in a state of depression that was like very dangerous because I did not care what was going on. I was not caring what's going on. I didn't, I met my husband, and I remember my husband like a couple weeks after we met, and he literally looked at me and he was like, "Our souls Bluetooth when I laid my eyes on you." I did not understand when people sat up there and say, "When you know, you know." He knew. He knew, and I knew, but I was such in denial because of what I just gone
Exactly. Right.
through. And I remember calling my mom on the phone crying because I had feelings for this man. And it was so soon. And so I was bawling, crying my eyes out in this random man's driveway because that's where we were staying
Right.
at.
Right. Right.
And when we actually moved to Atlanta a couple months later, this man would open the door for me. And even though I grew up with my grandfather who did that, you feel me? But I was still I was still taught to change my own oil, change my own tires, make sure everything is cool, take the trash out, pump my own gas. Like when it come to any of my female friends, bro, I do not let them pump the gas. That's what I'm here for.
Sometimes.
No,
No.
no, 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 no. Sometimes because she be catching me slipping.
I do. Yep.
But anytime that I'm like with my female friends and they need gas, I try my best to pump their gas for them. I hold the door for them. Like I do these things. So for him to do the same thing for me, I'd be like, okay. And then it got to the real nitty gritty, even with now in our marriage, where he will literally say, "You've been working all week. You're gonna go take a nap. I'm gonna take care of the kids. I'm gonna put them to bed. I'm gonna give them dinner, and that's gonna be that. You're gonna wake up. You're gonna have dinner. We're gonna chill. We're gonna talk, and then we're gonna do our 1-2." Like he makes sure that he's on my ass about my medicine. He hates the fact when I don't have my insulin in. He he hate that shit. I'm talking about he hate that shit. He hate it. And he'll sit there and he'll be like, "Babe, I'm gonna ask you this one more time. Put your insulin in right now."
Is that why it's going off now?
Yeah, my sugar's high.
Okay. Yep. Yep.
I have my insulin thing in.
Oh, okay. Okay. It just.
But it's high.
Oh,
I need some water actually. But yeah, no, it's okay because I'm gonna have some water. But yeah, yeah, me too. But I didn't understand what soft was. That's how I don't want to say how bad my childhood was, but that's just how we grow. That's just how I grew up.
Exactly. I don't think we ever really intend to be like, oh, we had a bad childhood. It was
Yeah,
just because it was so much good, and when that bad came, that felt like a real loss. Like that felt like you lost everything. Like you know what I'm
yeah.
saying? Like losses be, especially because they start up small. You know what I'm saying? Let's go out to eat. Let's go do this. Let's go do that. You know what I'm saying? And then it gets to the point where we like, well,
Okay,
wait,
cool.
cool. We can do this, we can do that. But then when it gets to a point like it's a loss, we all feel it. You know what I'm saying? Where
Mm,
we see our parents like they sad, they upset, they you know what I'm saying, they this, they that, and then you figure out you're about to go through a rainy day without
yeah,
even knowing it's a rainy day. You know what I'm saying? And I feel like that's where we were lost at. Because then our life, you know what I'm saying? Like I said, we all in our own little world, regardless if we in the house or not. You know what I'm saying? Parents could be doing their own thing and getting tired of with their life. Because I know I do, but even at the same time, we have to remember the kids got their own stuff going on because we was kids once too,
Yeah.
and we know what that's like. We remember doing certain things or coming across certain people, certain things that people would say to us. We came into an agreement with. You know what I'm saying? Like people could say, "Oh, well, you ugly." Now I'm feeling ugly, and guess what? When I go home, my mom or dad might say I'm ugly. You know what I'm saying? My sibling may say I'm ugly, or to the point I may try to express myself and somebody just, oh well, yeah, you are ugly. You know what I'm saying? Where now we tie with this agreement where regardless if we break it, it's gonna come back tenfold. You know what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying? Where ooh, this gonna feel a little this feel like a loss. This feel like how I felt as a kid because I know I don't have no outlet to talk to nobody. I know I don't have nothing to do. You know what I'm saying? Even to that point
And
where
that's when vices come in.
and it's just a lot. You know
That's
what
when
I'm
we be
saying?
drinking and smoking.
Exactly.
Also,
Partaking in things.
I do also want to understand. First of all, drinking is not above the Bible. Okay, he said you can drink, just don't get drunk. I need y'all to read. I need y'all to read. Y'all don't understand basic English. I see. Because a lot of people on here on social media and stuff, and they'll be sitting there like, "Oh, you're not supposed to drink." Jesus drank. He made the wine. What?
Y'all ain't ready for
He
that. Y'all ain't even ready for that.
made the wine
That's why I
and
ain't even
then drank
talking.
some.
I ain't even
Huh?
talking.
I need y'all to get it together. I need y'all to get it together, please.
No.
I beg of thee.
You know what I did? Let's
Mm.
do this next mechanism.
Oh, you
My
want to?
top.
Yeah, we will. Okay. What's two?
I don't even.
Oh, my
I
third one is laugh, by the way. Listen.
okay, that is my first one. That is my first one. Where because of so much trauma and certain things that I went through, I just had to laugh. But I also see that too. It can be interpreted for good because if you can't laugh at life, then what are you doing? You taking it
Yeah.
serious and you sit there now. I ain't gonna fake. I do get a little dark humor when somebody make a joke about somebody dead or something like that, but I don't do it in a way of they're speaking on the dead. They're more so talking about when this person was alive, their favorite joke to tell. Where yeah, I'm alive because that remind me of a good memory. You know what I'm saying? Where oh, okay, like you know what I'm saying? Even to the point with me and oh boy, when we be in the car, you know what I'm saying? We smoke
And then
that right there.
every convenience store we would stop at, y'all was getting
Exactly, get
something,
snacks.
bro.
Exactly. So it was
And
just
you was gone in the back.
exactly in the back seat. In that back seat right there.
You know,
Oh, it
no,
was a
no, he
different
wasn't.
car.
No, that was a
A
different
different car.
car.
But it's okay, but in the back seat,
Yeah,
regardless.
listen, and he was sitting next to me high as shit.
Mm-hmm.
And every gas station, every convenience store, everything. Because I was door dashing. Door dashing was my full time
DoorDash,
job.
exactly.
These two was a cackle, and anytime she came over afterwards, oh yeah, here go a blunt.
Yeah, he already had something.
He,
But
I think you was the first person outside of the people that you was the first person outside of the people that we was living with that he was actually cool with on my side.
cause you gotta think number one, people don't want to hear this. They're probably not gonna be ready for this. But out of all zodiac signs, my zodiac sign is the last, and I have every piece of everybody. And people don't realize that. And people don't like Pisces because they don't know how to deal with themselves. They don't like themselves. That I figured that out a lot dealing with people and interactions. Oh, you don't like me because I speak the truth, but I reflect. Just as any
Mm-hmm.
normal person, I'm going to reflect what you give. You gotta handle what you can dish out. So it's like, no, I'm not doing it with no evil intention. I'm not doing it just because, but that's just who I am in general. That's what
Yeah.
I'm going to do. If we speaking and we having a conversation, we kiki and ha ha, and of course I'm gonna make you laugh more. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna
But
say
you also
whatever I
the
want to say
person to, cause like the one thing that I love about our relationship is the fact that me and you can check each other without disrespect and without us having hurt feelings about it.
because we know how to communicate. People don't know how to healthy communicate. Yeah, there's communication, but can you healthy communicate? I can talk to you how you need to be talked to. You know what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying? How you talk and how you perceive things is different from me. So I
Yeah.
have to maybe break it down a little bit more. I may have to say something a little bit more where sis, you know what I'm saying, woo woo woo, where you can be like me, a child. Girl, you know you tripping. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
yeah,
Where
yeah.
we know how to effectively communicate within each other.
Yeah.
Where I'm not just talking to you, just talk to you. You know what I'm saying? Or I'm
Mm-hmm.
not talking at you. I'm literally just sis. You know what I'm saying? Let's hold it together. Let me keep you accountable on this, just as you keep me accountable on anything else.
I also love the fact that with our relationship specifically, that we have a lot of intentional and meaningful time anytime that we text each other or call each other. It's very rarely that we will I don't want to say rarely, but there's a lot of times where we'll text each other just like fluffy stuff, like just be
Exactly,
BSing. But
exactly.
a lot of the time, majority of time, when we get on the phone, we literally just sit there and be like intentional with our stuff. Be like,
Exactly.
yeah, we're gonna talk about this, we're gonna talk about that. We even have like a Bible study group chat, and we're very intentional about our Bible study group chat. And honestly, it don't matter who joined the group chat or not. We still gonna do whatever we need to do. We gonna
Exactly.
make sure, because again, like I started this, when two or three are gathered, I am still with them. I am right there with them, and that's something that. Okay, so what is your second defense mechanism, and where does it come from?
I think my self defense. I think I would probably say more so my voice.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like, not saying that I'm always right, but it's about the principle of knowing right from wrong. It's not
Mm-hmm.
your right and wrong, or you know what I'm saying, opinion. But I've always struggled with that, where I feel like I need to get the last word out. I need to say
Yeah.
something. You know what I'm saying? Where for me, I'm defending me. You know what I'm saying? Where you can't tell me about me. Yes, you may see it, but you're judging me now. You know what I'm saying? Where as if I'm calling you out on something and I have details, context, you know what I'm saying, sub context, sub details, where I could tell you everything from front to back. But if you're trying to basically say a lie or try to lie on me, yes, I'm going to defend myself. My voice is going to say whatever it wants to say. Now, what goes deeper into the voice is my word choice. I know how to
Mm.
hurt people. I know what to say to get you started. I know
Mm-hmm.
I want you to get there, but I have to work on that because you may know who you sitting across. It's literally a Bible verse. I think it's Proverbs like 26. Let me see. I'm about to
No, that's
look.
27 because that's what we was talking about yesterday. I think, if I'm not mistaken.
Because I think it's so many different verses. No, it says do not boast about tomorrow. That's what
Oh,
20.
okay.
Um,
You have to know who you're sitting across from.
because it literally talked about that in a Bible verse, and I was like, that's smart. Where you literally need to think about who you're sitting across. Oh, when you sit to dine with a ruler, note well what is before you, as you need to know who you're talking to. That's Proverbs 23:1, and that's verse 1, and that is saying 7. That gets into the different sayings. I think it's 30 of them. But Proverbs 23:1, like I said, it says, when you sit to dine with a ruler, note what is before you. Where I took that as, regardless of who you're talking to or who you're interacting with, know who you're talking to. Know that God has favor on them just as He has favor on you. Now it's different where, you know what I'm saying, like you have to really understand, because you don't know people, you don't know their intentions, you don't know what they're thinking, you don't know what they're going through, so you need to come with some love, with some respect, with the kindness. The seven, you need to come with the fruits of the spirit when you come in to talk to somebody. Now, don't
Just
let your emotions
because,
get you wrapped up.
just because you don't like them, does not mean that they are not less of God's child.
They ain't say I ain't saying it. I ain't saying it. She
I had
did.
to learn that. That was a very hard lesson for me. Just because you don't like them, just because you don't like your baby daddy, you don't like your baby mama, you don't like your auntie, cousin, next door, dog's uncle, whoever, that does not mean that that's still not God's child. That
Love
also
thy
does not
neighbor as you
mean
love
that.
thyself. You just gotta hit them with scripture.
There's not one child that's more favored than the
Then the
other
other,
child.
exactly. We're all made
Just
just
because
right.
humans do it doesn't mean God does it.
Don't let the flesh get you ate up.
Huh?
Don't let the flesh get you ate up, okay? Because your flesh is weak.
It, and that's why you supposed to deny your flesh and pick up your cross. Read your Bible.
Go on a fast.
That's good. Read the Bible.
Read the Bible.
Read with 2 eyes, 4 eyes. I don't care. You need to read them. Okay.
Whatever. It don't even matter what version.
Start with the Beatitudes. Start with the Mount or the Sermon on the Mount, or even go to the Old Testament and read when Moses was on Mount Sinai.
Y'all just need to read it. Just read Genesis. Your eyes will be open. Accept every day, because every day is a new day, and it starts over. no day is ever the same. Regardless if your routine never changed, something gonna change in that day that made it different. Regardless if you do the same.
And it's okay. And I also need people to understand it's okay if it's a small change, because small changes builds up to a big change. And for the people, and I know everybody deals with mental health. Taking a shower today when you didn't yesterday, that's a change.
It's also with the little small things because the small things matter. You gotta
It's
read the
slow
instructions
progress is
first.
still progress. Also, stop. People. People are, at the end of the day, when judgment day comes, God's gonna ask about you, not other people. Nah. So you need to, and I'm not even saying that to worry about yourself and only yourself. What I'm saying is sometimes you have to get to a limit where you have to give people to God.
You can't play God. He a jealous God, so he gonna take you right up out of that position. He gonna separate you, isolate you. He gonna take away something that you idolizing over him, and he gonna sit there and remind you. And I feel like that too. That's a small punishment that
Yeah.
lets us know, but that also brings us back to the roots. Just because you went somewhere higher
Damn, we
does
recording my
not
phone. I
mean
can't
you
find
forgot. You know what I'm saying? Like, yes, you remember you're here, but remember what it took. Don't take the elevator to go up, take the stairs. The stairs is what's the lessons, what you gonna get through. You can't go back on the stairs. You can't look behind you because the past don't define you. It may have made you in a certain season, but then it's time to get called higher. So that means you need to do more. Apply. And it's about showing up. The littlest little effort to show up, I promise you, will change your whole entire world. It's the mindset.
Also, I want everybody to understand that we are not just saying this to you to say this to you. We are also saying this to ourselves. Everybody struggles. Showing up is hard, but if you show up, that's something that you're going to be proud of. I ate today. That's something that's proud of. Especially for people. Listen, no, I didn't eat today. I ate my. Well, no, I didn't eat today. I ate my pretzels.
Right, you
Oh,
did.
okay.
Okay, don't do me
Hey,
like
listen,
that.
but for
Cause she don't
people,
eat.
I don't.
I don't eat either. So listen, I don't eat.
But
Y'all just
for
saying I had a Red Bull. That was the food.
we the goals that you have set, those are goals. God didn't instill those goals in you for no reason. God did not give you those visions and those dreams for no reason.
I'm gonna talk to you, so you better come sit down.
Sit down, talk to him. For people who sit up there and scroll at 3 o'clock in the morning after you just waking up, no, that's God trying to get your attention because that's the only time that God can get you alone. Hmm.
You speaking nothing but that and from experience. Now, let me ask you this, sis.
Hmm.
To you, what what does the name of our podcast mean to you? Fantastic Faithful Days. What does that mean to you?
Every day is faithful and fantastic. And the reason why I say this is not because every day is literally fantastic, but every day is faithful. Because at the end of the day, every day that we're here, every day that we're on this earth, we woke up. That's a second chance for us to prove to God that we still want to do this. That's an everyday chance that God, because in Genesis, okay,
I'm ready. I'm ready. Drop the script. Drop the
in
script.
Genesis, it says that he breathed the life into Adam from the dust. Do you know what that means? That means he breathed into us this morning to wake us up, for us to have breath of fresh air. I don't think y'all understand that, but it's okay. We're
It
going
go
to get
down
y'all
to the
together
roots. It go down to the roots.
because we have another day to do what God asked us to do, to spend time with God, to do things in a godly nature. Did you know serving is not just in a church? This is serving. Get our aunt came over last weekend and served us. We've been struggling, and she came over and made some food for us and spent time with us. That is serving in a godly nature. So fantastic faithful day is not just, oh, today is fantastic. No, every day is not fantastic, especially especially just for people in general. We have so much to think about. We are wives, mothers, siblings, daughters, friends. Like, that's a lot of things that we do. We're employees. We have people depending on
Oh,
us.
dang, I didn't think about that. Look, now you done got real deep. I wasn't gonna. I done forgot all about. Yeah, I go to work, but oh my god, I'm an employee too.
Yes.
And then people depend on me to get there. Oh my
People
god.
depend on you to not even just do your job, but your son depend on you to still put him down for a nap, to get him his bottle, to play with him, and things of that nature. Your husband still depends on you to do your part of the partnership.
Exactly.
You feel me? We still have all these things. And then on top of that, we still have to deal with ourselves. And I feel like people don't really understand that. We have to deal with ourselves because at the end of the day, we have to deal with our mentals. We have to deal with the decisions that we did for that day. We still have to deal with the consequences of our actions. We still have to deal with us. We still have to deal with that. So we have so much going on. But guess what? Spending 3 seconds just saying thank you, Jesus. That's intentional spending time with God. People, you do not need to people.
It's start with the small things, y'all. I promise.
Small things. You do
Just
not
waking
need
up
the
in the
things in
morning.
the
Thank you,
house.
Lord. Thank you, Jesus. Hey, even if you catch yourself, and this gonna shock y'all, because I'm working on this for sure. That's my third defense mechanism. Getting so angry and letting my emotions flood. Like, I get angry a lot, or I have no patience, rather. And that's literally a fruit of the spirit. Patience.
Guess what? We are humans. We are literally natural emotional beings.
You gotta give yourself grace for it. So I've been giving myself a lot of grace. And I've also learned to slow down. Slow is pro. I want y'all to know that. Slow is pro in everything that you do. Walking by faith with God, spending intentional time with God, even with doing personal stuff. Just us doing this, we told y'all it took us 2 weeks. It was a little thing. It was her, okay, well, let me charge this. Let me bring this. And we did. But guess what? It wasn't a day to do it. Then when we finally do it, we're getting caught because we have other things to do and attend to. Then it's like, okay, well, let's try this again. But guess what? The stuff ain't charged. It took the time and the place. But it started off real small because it was about showing up and having the courage to show up.
Because even before that, we was making scripts. We was trying to think of ideas.
Exactly.
We was trying, but it's all about the showing up every day. It's okay to take a shower. I'm not, and this may be controversial, but it's okay to take a shower. And if that's all you had energy to do, that's all you had energy to do.
No, for real.
You took a shower today. That is something you didn't do yesterday.
And you gotta be proud of yourself. Give yourself grace because yeah, it ain't gonna be like how it used to be, but that's okay. It's all about having the grace for myself because I love me. I know what it's gonna take for me to do what I need to do, but I'm going to do slow as pro because I don't want my mind in chaos as that is not God. As it's slow, it's patient, it's taking the literal thought of everything. Like I said earlier, like I'm slowing down on being angry and getting frustrated, where I literally think I sit. I literally, y'all, I did it earlier this week, and my phone kept blowing up, and people kept calling me, and I'm like, I literally just, I ignored the phone, and I breathe. I breathe in, breathe out. Breathe in, breathe out. And I said, thank you, Lord, for slowing me down, to giving me the ability just to do something so small like this to slow down. And I promise y'all, my focus reset. And I was able to answer the phone, happy, joyful, talking, and just doing me like I usually do. But it takes just that time to sit there and say, you know what, let me stop and breathe before I have a thought or a reaction that could change my whole life. Because based on our emotions, based off of things that we do and what we say, changes everything from that point on. You just gotta know.
You can't take care of everybody if you're not taking care of yourself. You can't be everything for everybody if you can't do half of the things that to do for yourself. You need a recharge.
You got to.
And if you don't have a recharge, then you're literally running out of a cup and you're running on fumes. There's nothing in the cup. You're scraping on the sides. You need to actually recharge. You need to pour. You need, and then on top of that, if the people that you're hanging around and the people that you're trying to do everything for is not pouring back into your cup like you're pouring into their cup, then that's people that you don't need to be around.
Like literally, cause for me, cause I can say to that with recharging because last weekend, literally, I was already at home chilling and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? And I had everything all together. Like I set baby boy up, had his bottle. You know what I'm saying? He was cool and he had took a nap. And I'm like, bro, I'm drained. But come to find out, I'm just mentally drained. So I'm like, man, I want a Bible study.
Yeah.
I text you. I text my mom. I went in her room. You want to do a Bible study? That's a no. Just say no. Okay, cool. That's fine. Then I wanted to do Bible study with somebody else until God literally sat me there and my emotions got stronger because I kept hearing the word no, no, no. But God was like, you come sit down with me. You can come
Mm-hmm.
sit and talk with me. So guess what? That's what I did. People kept calling, kept texting. I said, nope, they're going to have to be done on our time. On our time. That was my recharge. Reading the Bible, dissecting, reading verse by verse, and reading it all over again. I told you I listened to it in 4 different ways. So what do you think I did? I listened to it in all the ways. And I sat there and read. I highlighted and I broke the verses down. And sooner than later, before I know it, Dane woke back up. And I was cool because I was ready to play with him. And I did. We sat and did ABCs. We sat up there in color. That was another recharge that I had.
Mm-hmm.
Then sitting up there the next day and we in group and I'm talking about this. And guess what?
I
They
remember that.
recharged me because
Mm-hmm.
they're talking to me and they're laughing with me. They're, you know what I'm saying? But having people that understood, oh, well, yeah, there's nothing wrong with having, when two or three come together, you know what I'm saying? But at the same time, what about when God just wants you? He's gonna
Mm-hmm.
isolate you, you know what I'm saying? And that's what I felt in that little bit of moment. So I learned, yeah, that I got my time. But God rewarded me after that time
Mm-hmm.
because I got to spend time with everybody. I got to talk to everybody that I wanted to talk to that day. And I literally, my day started off where I was sad to the point where my day was cool. It was happy. Nothing but rejoicing.
I'm starting to get to that point where I genuinely like I have times where I really just want to be like I just want to read the Bible. And not even just the dissection part, but I genuinely just want to read the Bible.
Right, right.
Just delight in the Lord's presence, just delight in what he said. Like without the like without dissecting and stuff like that. And on top of that, I love dissecting. Because I
I
love
do too.
reading the other stuff. Like even this week, I literally took my time every day. I won't say every day because I haven't done it today or yesterday. But every other day that I did it Sunday through Thursday. And I sat there and we read Proverbs 6 through 11. Me and my husband read Proverbs 6 through 11. And I wanted to, my husband is not at the point where he is trying to dissect everything.
Okay.
He's just at the point where he just wants to read, and then once we get done reading each chapter, we will go back and forth and say like what did we get from that.
No, right,
Yeah,
right, right.
but I love dissecting. So I this week without reading anything new, I literally just went back and read and then
Right.
connected it to this chapter or this chapter or this
Exactly.
book.
Verse relating.
So that's what
Exactly.
I literally love to do. And there's times where I got hold on because God corrected me the other day because I was bored and I get bored very easily.
I have a verse for you. Got a verse for you. I'm about to go find it. Yeah, see, I'm mad because I ain't bring my actual physical Bible because I've learned to stop using my phone
Mm-hmm.
where I want to be more intentional just for me. You feel me? Where the phone, that's an easily distraction for me. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna be realistic. Even if I put my stuff on
Do not disturb.
D&D and I may title it as God time, but there's still people that can get through that can
Yeah.
text. So I would rather put my phone up and have my actual Bible. But
Uh-huh.
I have it highlighted because I said, why I feel like you're talking to me right now. You know what I'm saying? So, but I'm gonna find it for you. Go ahead.
I got bored. I get bored very easily because with my ADHD, I ended up getting, and also with some underlining things, I get bored very easily. So with me getting bored very easily, I'm over there talking to my husband. I'm like, hey, do you want to play the game with me? This, and that, and the third. And he's like, no, like I really just want to vibe by myself, which my husband is really good with doing. He loves vibing by himself. He does play the game with me, but he loves vibing by himself as well. Kids were already asleep. I really didn't want to call nobody. I didn't want to be on the phone. I really just wanted to do something because I was bored. Like I was watching the animes and watching my shows, like it wasn't doing it for me. Like I wanted to do something. So then the Lord grabbed me up real quick and he was like, you want to do everything else but spend time with me.
Mm.
I was like, you know what?
I found it.
My bad, pimp.
I found it.
What is it?
Proverbs 18:12. Before a downfall, the heart is haughty, excuse me. But humility comes before honor. Then I have another one. Wisdom instruction is to fear the Lord, and humility comes before honor. That's Proverbs 5. 1533.
See, I need to just every time that so now I get to a point where every time I'm bored, I'll be like, okay, I'm gonna go read my Bible, and then it gets to a point where I actually have the urge to be like, I just want to read the Bible. I just want to go and read the Bible, and then not even that. I'm also starting to read books that are not just entertaining but education, just like you said about the Four Agreements. So, like, I had this book. I think I told you the book that I got from the library. It's called 400 Years
Yes, you
or
were telling me
400
about that.
Souls.
Right.
So I haven't started reading it yet, but that is
Okay.
a book that it's like it talks about African American history, and everybody who knows me knows that
That's your love.
I
Yeah.
love
That's a
African American.
love.
My husband don't love it. My husband don't like it because he's like, that was so long ago. It's never there.
It
And I'm
wasn't that
like,
long ago for real though.
I be telling him, I'm like, yeah, but you need to know your history, because the one thing that we need to do is still honor our history while still doing things how we do them. Because honoring our history means that everything that they went through wasn't in vain.
Exactly. Right.
So, but I like I'm starting to read more self help books. I'm starting to read more instead of watching TV and being on my phone. Like I want to read more, even if it is an entertainment book. That's entertaining me
Exactly.
instead of
Right.
being with the world and outside. Like I don't want to
No,
be in.
for real.
I like being in my, and even when like making my music, I'm in my own world because I'm creating something.
Exactly.
I love me. Listen, I love me making music. Let me get the rest of my stuff.
And it's over with.
It's over with.
Y'all gone.
I'm gonna be dropping stuff,
All
and
I gotta
then
say, my sister's cold. That's what
just love it. You know, I'm a little bit. I'm very humble about it, but I am like I would start dropping stuff, and I would. And then the thing about me again, when it comes to like you said, being behind the scenes in your career, I don't like being the forefront and stuff.
Exactly.
Because being the forefront, I've seen what it can do, and I see how it can end. And that, not the fact that it scares me, but it's like I don't want that life. I don't want to write. I don't want the red carpets. I don't want the Grammys. I don't want to be in the face of like I don't want to be like that.
Right.
I do want to drop an EP and be like, yeah, here y'all go. Y'all won't know it's me unless I say it's me. I want to be able to just influence here and there, but behind the scenes.
Right.
I love doing that. I love helping people. Like I love doing these things. But delighting in the Lord is the first thing that has to happen. Because even with the people that I work with in my career, I tell them, in order for y'all to be a part of this organization, y'all have to put God first, because there's nothing getting through here that God don't approve.
God is the center, as always.
Which is when it goes back to the roots. Because guess what? The devil tried to manipulate Eve, saying that you're not gonna die.
Oh, I'm so glad you brought that up. Let me tell you something. I dissected something total, bro.
Oh,
Now listen, I know
remind me that I have to send you this book on Audible. It has more to the story about all Adam and
okay,
Eve.
but see, that's what I'm about to tell you. See. So listen, I know we talking about social media. We walk by faith and not by legs. Hey, watch your mouth. Okay, but listen, let me tell
Caleb
y'all
Gordon, love him. Jackie Hill Perry, need you to come to the front. Okay. Okay. Jackie Hill Perry, Miss Ma'am, I need you to come to the front. Okay. I would like to meet you.
Yeah.
I don't care if it's for 3 seconds. And because on how I've seen her podcast, her songs, I know that she's not really a people person at all. She's like really like a standoff type of person, which is fine. I still want to meet her. Even if it's in a crowd full of people, I still want to meet her. Because I feel like I really have not an infatuation on her idolism with her. It's more so like I love the way that she breaks down the Bible.
You love I was about to say that how she does
Yes.
things and how she's able to teach because it resonates with you. You get a better understanding.
And the way that she puts on this music.
No, for real.
Okay.
Y'all gotta listen. If y'all don't listen, y'all need to tap in right now.
Jackie Hill Perry, and she just dropped an album, and she just got off of a 2-day tour. It wasn't even a tour,
yeah,
but it was like a 2-day concert, and she had it. You know what she had it at? She had it at the 2819 church.
Oh, okay. So let me tell you this. So this goes into everything, but you know who she had on the podcast? What was her name? CC, right?
When is?
She coming here.
Oh,
And I need us to go.
okay.
Okay? That's it. Okay.
I just gotta do DoorDash, but we good.
So here you go. It talks about Genesis, okay? And it says Adam is an atom, as an atom. Eve is an electron. The story is mythology based on the beginning with splitting the atom. As electrons are the rib of the atom, God is the good of your higher mind, the cerebrum. Devil is evil, which is the lower of your mind, the cerebellum. Heaven is your head, the highest, haved up. Place your body. Place your body in higher nature. Hell is your heel, the lowest part of your body, which is the lower nature. The snake is the electronic magnetic energy. The tree is your spine. The apple is consciousness. I just want y'all to, because when I read that, I said, "Whoa!"
You know what's crazy?
That
China
was
Ann
a
McClain
whole
said it.
different perspective.
China Ann McClain said it best. She said that God created everything. Science just catch up to what he said.
Exactly, literally. That's why I love science.
And the reason
That's why I
why
love science.
I
Period,
can't.
point blank. That's why I
It's
love
not that I
science.
don't like science. It's just my brain. I just don't. I just don't have a fancy for it.
That's
I like
okay,
social
no.
studies.
Is that that's understandable.
I
But
like
I'm more of a
history.
science head because that go hand in hand with medical.
Mhm.
But as a medical professional, I also believe that Jesus is the only healing that's needed.
Mhm.
That's it. But I ain't gonna talk about that. But not
We
just
believe in the
us.
ultimate doctor.
Amen. But I just feel like, because even my clients, like all of my clients that I have, believe in God. That's who they put first. And it ain't no reason why God done put me in these people's lives or
Mhm.
put me in their homes. It's because they align with where I'm about to go.
Mhm.
They're showing me prime example of how I can live life by the righteous. Then at the same time, these people are giving me different perspectives of their life. Like my first client, I love my client. I'm not gonna say her name for HIPAA, but I really truly love my client because it's just how we talk. Like her just saying, like I love God, I praise God, you know what I'm saying? And that shows me a lot, even to the point where she was younger, where my client in her 80s, you know what I'm saying? Where she done literally seen life transition. She's literally watching things go and, things come and things go. Even to the point where my other client, where I have to pray for her because I literally had her for one day and God put me there. I just don't know why, and I feel like I don't need to know why yet.
Yeah.
But for him to put me in this home, they have a corgi.